Hey everyone, in this video we're going to learn about Django views. So what is a Django view? A view is a Python function or class. It receives a request and returns a response. And it controls what the user sees when they visit a URL. I have two examples, views examples. One is function-based views and the other one is class-based views. Let's start with function-based views. So to use a function-based views, the first step is to create the view. We can do that by going into the application, which in this case is the application is called blog and views.py file. So if I open my VS Code, so the application name is this, blog, and then views. So in this example, we are just using a Python function that returns content. So in this case, it's a string. So I can actually just copy and paste this code here and replace this one. Let me just fix it. So we are just importing the HttpResponse class, and we are defining a function called home, right? And this request here should be here by default because this refers to the user request. So when someone visits a URL, that would be the request. So that's the parameter in this case. And we are returning a HTTP response, and the response says welcome to the blog. So this is a string. Okay, so the next step is actually make sure that you connect the view to the URL. So to do that, we go or link the view to a URL pattern. So to do that, we go into our urls.py file under the or within the application, right? So that would be this. And then let me just copy and paste this code here. Paste that. Okay, so we are importing, right? The views, right? And then we are just calling the function views.home. This is how you call the home function in the views file, right? This function. And then we are this is actually a this is optional, but this is useful when you have templates. So this means that this blank or empty string, this is referring to the root URL. So if someone goes to let me just see if I have that. Now it's basically, the root URL is, the home page of the website. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this. So if I go into the command prompt, I'm using command prompt, by the way, here. And you see that I have activated the virtual environment called django_env. And I'm in the my site folder or within the my site folder, which is the project folder. So I can run python manage run server. So this is how you run the development server. Okay, so if I click this URL, this is the URL that I was referring to, which is the URL root URL, right? So we see that, we see the string here from this line. So welcome to the blog. So if we, for example, just say test, save, the development server automatically reloads. And if we go back, it should now say test. Okay, so that's just a simple Python function that returns content. Yeah, the next part that I want to show you is how you can use a template. So in this case, So it says return HTML using templates. So instead of returning plain text, which is this here, we can render an HTML template. So to do that, in the views.py file, we just copy and paste this code here. So let me go into views.py file and remove that. Let me replace that code with this one here. So this is actually defined by default. So here, this means that we are defining a function called home, right? We still have the same parameter called request, and we are returning. We have this return statement that says render request, which is the user request, right? And this is the template here. So you need to manually create this template, and this is located usually in the templates folder, which is this, right? So this is this folder structure. So you have the flag, which is the app name, and you create the templates folder, and under the templates folder you have the folder called flag. This is where the home.html file is located. So you see the content of the file. So that's this one here. So that's how you can create a template to basically render that template using your views. This should reload automatically. Let me save it and refresh this. And if I view page source, we see that this is an HTML document. Okay. Now let's talk about the class-based views. So the first step is you create, of course, the class-based view. So same file. So let me just copy and paste this code here and replace the existing code. Okay. So I think that looks good. So we are defining a class called home view, and we are inheriting the template view. And we set the HTML template, which is this, and we pass the context data, which is this. So we are using the same template file, which is home.html file here. This is the content of that file. And we need to connect the class-based view to the URL. So to do that, we go into urls or urls.py file, and we just copy and paste this code here. So let me do that. Okay, so that's how you connect the class-based view to the URL. So you see that this is the syntax, right? Home view, this is the function name, and we are using this syntax. And of course, the name is just optional. Okay, let's see if this works. Path is not defined. So we need to, let me undo that. Let me just this. We need to also import the path function. Yeah, so now it works. And if we view page source, yeah, same HTML code. All right, so that's all I wanted to show you in this video. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.